Hey everybody, tonight we're going to talk about flashlights and night sights. For those of you who don't know what night sights are, they are radioactive material inside of the sights. You can put them on rifles and pistols and shotguns. They're called night sights and they glow in the dark. And anybody that has a weapon for self-defense, I'm telling you right now, they're worth their weight in gold and more. Night sights are one of the greatest improvements that have come technology-wise to firearms in a long time. They cost around $200. Now also, when you think of nighttime, which is what we're going to talk about tonight, night sights and flashlights and the use of the dark. So tonight it's not going to be perfect atmosphere because we have about a half moon and there's snow everywhere out here. But I still think that we'll be able to do a good video to help everybody out. So as you can see here, we have two different weapon systems. They are the ultimate. Everybody that watches our videos know that I'm a big Springfield Armory XD and XDM carrier and supporter. Anyway, this has an old Insight technology light. I've had 16 years. I carried it the last 5 years in SWAT, and I'm got to tell you, they're only 70 lumens. That was really a big deal at the time. But when you compare it to this new Surefire TLR1 HL light right here, this is 500 lumens. So we'll show those two lights, and you're going to see a huge difference, right? But these, I'm telling you, these lights, you can't even find the way they connect. They're a quick mount connect. And I love them. And I've only broken, of the two of them I have an M3, which is a flashlight, and an M6, which is a flashlight with a laser. The lights I've had for about 16 years. Broke one once. I immediately got a piece for free, and they've never broken since. This was a great design, so I still have them. These new Surefire TLR1 HLs, I love these too. 500 lumens, extremely bright. And then, of course, this is my Surefire E2D LED Defender Ultra, which is also 500 lumens. This is a great defensive light. This is the one that has the bezel, the sharpened bezel in the front. Great for striking if somebody attacks you and great for blinding people in the darkness, right? We talked about that in some other videos before. The beauty of flashlights for defense is when you have a flashlight and you're looking around, predators are going to go, that person's prepared, let me go find another victim. If they decide to attack you, this potential flashlight, if you don't believe in any other kind of weapon systems like edged weapons or firearms, it can do some serious damage. You strike somebody in the forehead with this, foreheads bleed profusely. That's a good way to stop an attacker if you get a chance to do that. Hopefully, though, it won't happen because you have that flashlight in your hand and they're going to wait for somebody else. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about night sights and flashlights in reference to goods and bads. I can tell you myself, I've never seen the negative to night sights. Why I like them is for a number of things. If you are engaging with somebody in the dark and you have night sights on your weapon and you know that's a bad guy, you don't even have to turn a light on as long as you can see them and you're still going to strike. If they don't have glow-in-the-dark sights, good luck for them. If they don't have a flashlight and they don't have night sights, you're going to win that gunfight, believe me, unless they just get really lucky and somehow hit you with a bullet. Also, if you have night sights on a pistol and you keep it next to your bedside, they're great. You hear a noise in the darkness, you can look over and they'll be blasting to you when you've been sleeping, right? Because your pupils have dilated large, you've been sleeping for a long time. From night vision also, you're going to see those, you're going to look right over and there's your pistol and you're going to feel that sense of security and get that weapon into your hand for a potential engagement. So first, initially, let's look at sights and flashlights up close. Both these guns are clear, so nobody has to worry about anything. I don't want to get too far from the light or you're not going to be able to see me. This is 70 lumens. You can see it out there, right? It looks kind of awful. This is 500. So you can see the huge difference, right, in technology. And that's a strobe. I don't like that so much, but 500, 70. Anyway, if you look down the sight pattern on this particular pistol does not have night sights. Unfortunately, in the dark, we can't pick the night sights up with the camera, so you can't see how beneficial they are. Do you have that? Mm-hmm. But what you see here is just regular sights alone. If you have a flashlight on a weapon system, you can see those sights perfectly against a target. So if you illuminate somebody and they're not shooting back at you and you're going to engage them with a light on, you really don't need night sights to make proper shot alignment and placement if you've got a great flashlight. Now, the downside of a light, right? So the plus is, of course, you can identify targets, you can see things. But the mistake a lot of people make is that, you want me to come back into the light?
Yep.
So the mistake a lot of people make when they have a flashlight is that whether it's mounted on a pistol, which I didn't talk about that, anybody that buys, especially the polymer pistols now, they have a Picatinny rail on the bottom and flashlights that connect. I know a lot of people recognize and understand that. There are people that don't. If you're going to get a defensive gun, I'm telling you right now, you should get something with a Picatinny reel on it. They're even making revolvers now. For a defensive firearm, a flashlight can be the difference in life and death. But listen to what I'm going to say about that. What a lot of people do in engagements at night is they'll turn a flashlight on and they'll leave it on. And what's the problem with that? That is, if you have a really late night, or I'm sorry, a really dark night, and you have an assailant out there and they have a firearm and they're thinking of shooting at you, if they can't see you in the darkness, but you're standing there with a flashlight walking over and you don't know where they are, you've just given them a great target, right? And what do most people do with flashlights? They put it up in front of their face and they're looking. And now somebody shoots at this light, they're going to shoot you right in the face or shoot you in the body. So what's a counter to that? You're going to do the same thing with a weapon system. You're going to have that weapon out, they shoot at that, they're going to strike you in the body. So there is a trick, and that is 2 flashlights. And you would keep this flashlight away from your body. So if it's dark enough that somebody can't see you, and you're looking with this incredibly bright flashlight, if they do shoot at the light, they have less of a chance of striking your body. They could still strike your hand or your arm, but remember that you're also armed, and you can then engage them. Also, recognize this, even if it's really dark, like I said tonight, it's not because of the snow. Even if it's really dark, you should always be utilizing cover. And I don't care if it's a 4-inch post that probably isn't going to stop a fairly decent sized round, but a 6-inch tree, 6 or 8-inch tree, that could save your life. And you could utilize that and hide vitals on your body. So always utilize cover when you're looking for a bad guy in the dark. On top of that, what you should be doing is sweeping. If you don't see anybody, turn that light off and move. We're always displacing. Even if you get in an engagement, if you have a flashlight on a weapon and you get that on and see somebody and you get into a firefight, once that breaks, if they're moving or they get to cover and you're going to move, you need to get that light off. Don't leave that light on and run, because they're going to know right where you're going and they're going to be shooting you all the way. So you need to engage, 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 and then click that light off, displace to another spot. And then if you're going to use that light again, you're going to be in a different spot. You're going to flick it on and look and flick it off and then displace again. Always displacing is going to keep you alive. Don't let somebody lock in and where you're at and just randomly start lobbing rounds that way. Also, that's the beauty of night sights. Night sights in the dark, like I talked about initially, are awesome. Because if you're shooting at somebody in the dark, but it's still light enough that you can see them, you're going to have target acquisition. If they don't have those sights, they're not going to have that.